Welcome back, students. Now we shall discuss about the second important method of DNA transfer, that is called as indirect DNA transfer. The previous sessions you studied which are the direct methods of DNA transfer, where we have not used any mediator or vector for transforming the DNA or the gene, which we studied under the physical methods of gene transfer and the chemical methods of gene transfer. The second important method of gene transfer is the indirect method of DNA transfer or vector mediated DNA transfer. In this vector mediated gene transfer, here we are employing an bacteria or the viruses as the vector to introduce the gene into the target cell, and this method is called as the indirect method. Especially for the plant transformation experiments, we are using the bacterium called as agrobacterium for the transformation of the genes. Apart from this agrobacterium, we use some viruses as the vectors for transferring the genes. So totally indirect DNA transfer could be done in two ways. One is mediated by the bacterium called as the agrobacterium. Another one is done by using the viruses. So coming to the first method, that is agrobacterium mediated gene transfer. Specially two types of agrobacterium are used. Those are Agrobacterium tumefaciens and Agrobacterium rhizogens. This Agrobacterium tumefaciens is an soil-borne gram-negative bacteria. Soil-borne means it is mainly present inside the soil, and the gram nature of this bacterium is it is gram-negative bacterium, and it is an bacilli, that is it is rod shaped, and it is motile, and it belongs to the family that is called as Rhizobiaceae. The speciality of this agrobacterium is it mainly consists of an plasmid called as Ti plasmid or tumor inducing plasmid, whose size is about 200 kb in size. 200 kb in size. So this Ti stands for tumor. T stands for tumor, I stands for inducing. So specially whatever this agrobacterium is there, it is an phytopathogen. I am going to call phytopathogen means it is the plant pathogen which mainly causes the crown gall disease or tumor in case of the plants. And this agrobacterium is disarmed, that is some changes have been done in this agrobacterium so that this agrobacterium can be used in order to deliver our gene into the plant. And mainly what we have to isolate from this agrobacterium is this agrobacterium has got the plasmid, and you know what are plasmids. Plasmids are the extra chromosomal self-replicating DNA molecules that are present inside the bacteria, and similarly this agrobacterium has got the plasmid that is called as the Ti plasmid. Why it is called Ti plasmid? Because it is able to cause the crown gall or tumors in case of the plants. That is why it is called as the Ti plasmid. And another important feature of this Ti plasmid is that this plasmid has got a special portion. In the later slides you will come to know what is this tDNA stands for. tDNA stands for transferable DNA. Especially what happens, not entire plasmid is going to be inserted into the plant cell, only a particular portion in the plasmid, that is called as tDNA. T stands for transferable DNA is introduced into the plant, and that tDNA gets integrated or ligated with the DNA of the plant. That means we need to introduce our gene in this plasmid, especially in the tDNA region, so that our gene can be easily inserted into the plant genome. So coming to the plasmid that is present in the agrobacterium. So this is the structure of the plasmid, and this plasmid or you can find here, this is the gall or the tumor that is formed on the plant, and this is the plasmid, which is nothing but the DNA. The plasmid has got many regions. Especially, we are going to find what are the regions that are present in this DNA. So the first region, that is, you can find starting from this left border to right border, this region is called as the tDNA region. So what is the speciality of this tDNA region is that the tDNA region of Ti plasmid contains important genes for the induction of the tumor or the formation of the tumor in case of the plants. So I said it is an pathogen, Agrobacterium is a pathogen which causes the tumor in case of the plants. For the formation of the tumor in case of the plants, the genes necessary for the formation of the tumors are located in this tDNA region. That is, it contains genes for the induction of the tumors. It is flanked by, that is, on either side, the tDNA consists of the repeat sequences, 25 base pair repeat sequences on left. So you can find left tDNA border and right tDNA border. Here the genes present have the size that is 25 base pair repeat sequences on both sides, on the left side and on the right side. These are called as left tDNA border and right tDNA border. And coming to this region, that is tDNA region, it consists of the important genes, that is, you can find here. I'm going to show you which are those regions. First one, it is labeled as auxin production. Second one, cytokine production. Third one is opine synthesis. That is, tDNA region or this T region mainly consists of three regions. Those are called as region for auxin production, region for cytokinin production, and region for opine synthesis. In the auxin region, it consists of two genes called as IAAM and IAAH. IAA stands for indole acetic acid, which is an auxin. That is the reason why it is called as auxin producing region. So why it is called auxin producing region? In this region mainly two genes are present, IAAM and IAAH. IAA stands for indole acetic acid, which is an auxin, and this auxin helps in the cell division in case of the plants, so that the number of the cell increases and then the tumor is formed. Similarly, you can find the second region that is called as the cytokinin production region. This cytokinin production region consists of one of the gene that is called as IPT gene. IPT gene stands for isopentyl adenine, which is a cytokinin which is responsible for the formation of the tumors. And coming to the next one is the opine synthesis. The tDNA region also consists of the gene which is responsible for the synthesis of the opine, and this opine is the very much necessary for the agrobacterium, because by catabolizing this opine only, the agrobacterium is going to derive its energy. So this is about the tDNA region that is present in the the Ti plasmid. So in the next aspect, we'll be discussing about the other important parts that are present. Virulence region, which is present. This virulent region codes for the proteins involved in tDNA transfer. That is, whatever the genes which are present in this region, we call these genes as what? Vir genes. Genes present in virulence. In this region, whatever present, we call them as the vir genes. These will produce the proteins which will help in transferring of the tDNA from the bacterium into plant cells. You know where the tDNA is present, so this portion, T region, what is there? We call it as the tDNA. Not the entire plasmid is going to be inserted into the plant genome. Only the T region is going to be inserted into the plant region. So how it can be inserted? In order to transfer this tDNA into the plant cell, the Vir genes are going to code for the proteins which is involved in the tDNA transfer. That is, Vir genes expression is triggered by some of the phenolic compounds like acetosyringone, which are secreted by plant in response to wounding. That means, when does the Vir gene helps in the transfer of the tDNA? That is, whenever there is a wound on the plant, that is, whenever the plant is healthy or if the plant skin is entire, the agrobacterium cannot enter into the plant body. Whenever any damage or wound on the plant body, then only the agrobacterium can invade the plant tissue. Whenever there is a wound, at that time the plant tissue is going to secrete the chemical that is called as the acetosyringone. So this acetosyringone is secreted by plants in response to wounding, and this acetosyringone is going to trigger the expression of the virulence gene, in turn which will help in the transfer of the tDNA into the host. So this is about the virulence gene that is present in the Ti plasmid. And the other region which you find here is the oocyte. As usual, we know very well the function of the oocyte, or all the plasmids must have the oocyte. This is the site for the origin of the replication, because we need this plasmid to be replicated, or for the replication purpose the oocyte must be present. And another one, the region that is present here is called as the opine catabolism region. So opine catabolism region contains the several genes which are involved in the metabolism of the opine. And role of opine, we know opine is helpful in getting the energy for the agrobacterium. So this is all about the plasmid of the agrobacterium. So this means where we need to insert our gene in the plasmid. So especially you can find whenever you are inserting your gene of interest into the plasmid, so especially here in between this sequence we need to insert our DNA. Somewhere here or here we are not supposed to insert our DNA, because not this portion is going to be transferred to the plant cell, only this part tDNA is getting transferred into the plant cell. That is why we need to ligate our gene into this tDNA region. So next you can find here, so whatever this cell is there, this is the agrobacterium. This is the main genome of the agrobacterium, and this is what the Ti plasmid, tumor inducing plasmid. So red color portion is there, this is the tDNA. Gene of interest must be ligated or inserted in this tDNA, and this is the plant. We need to allow this agrobacterium to infect this plant. Wounded site, we need to cause a damage to the plant and then allow this agrobacterium to infect. So when this agrobacterium containing our desired gene in the tDNA is going to cause the gall or the tumor in case of the plant, so especially in this region. So you can find this is the plant cell of this plant, and this is the main genome. So this part, this is this main genome which is present here, and whatever this tDNA this genome is not the genome of the agrobacterium. This is the genome of the plant. Yes, it is given here. It is the plant chromosome, and the gene which you have inserted into tDNA. So the tDNA has ligated itself, or it has transformed into the plant cell. You can find it is ligated into the plant cell, and thus the plant cell is said to be transformed cell. So this is how from the Ti plasmids, particularly from the tDNA region. So you can find tDNA region has ligated itself into the main chromosome of the host plant, and now the plant is said to be the transformant. So this is the basic principle used in transforming the gene of interest. That is why this is also called as the biological mediated transfer of the genes. So actually how this transferring of the genes is done. So students, as already I have said, say for example you are transferring a gene, say BT gene, cry gene, I can say, that is you are developing any BT cotton or BT brinjal, BT chili, say for example. So what you have done, you have isolated the cry gene from the bacterium, that is Bacillus thuringiensis, and where you need to place that cry gene, especially in the tDNA of the TI plasmid. There are many recombinant DNA procedure, various steps are there. With the help of that, we need to integrate our cry gene in the tDNA portion of the TI plasmid of the agrobacterium. That means now the agrobacterium has got our gene of interest which you want to transfer into the plant cell. So how this agrobacterium carrying the gene can be transferred into the plant cell, so that the plant can be called as the transformed plant or genetically modified plant. To do that, you need to take an wild variety of the plant. That is, you need to take the wild variety of the plant. So this is the plant. From that you need to take the explant. Explant means any part of the plant. So the plant which is taken here is given it as what, the tobacco plant. Take a leaf from the plant, sterilize the surface of the leaf with the help of some bromine solution and or sodium hypochlorite solution. With the help of that, we need to go for the surface sterilization and take a small discs of the leaf, which we are going to call it as what, the explants. Explants means any part of the plant from which you need to generate a whole plant, or which you use it for the tissue culture, is called as the explant. And keep this explant along with the in a tube. We need to go for the important step that is called as the co-cultivation. So co-cultivation means what is done in a test tube. In a tube you need to take the bacterium that is called as the agrobacterium, which is having your desired gene. So that along with that agrobacterium suspension, you need to add the discs of the leaves, and you are going to call this step as what, the co-cultivation. That is, in this co-cultivation step, what you are doing, you are allowing the agrobacterium to infect the leaf. Before you do that, first we need to make wounds, or you need to damage the leaves. Through the damage only the agrobacterium can infect the plant tissues. And this step where in a test tube you are taking the discs of the leaves and the agrobacterium having your desired gene, this step is called as the co-cultivation. After that, it is done for about 24 hours. After that, you need to take out the discs of the leaves from the bottle or the tube, and then thoroughly wash them in order to leave all the agrobacterium, or use some antibiotics to kill the agrobacterium in order to remove the unwanted agrobacterial soil, or in order to avoid the growth of the agrobacterium in the further tissue culture medium. Then place the infected leaves. So from this step, infected leaf, allow them to grow on the tissue culture medium. On the tissue culture medium, leaves start, the tissues of the leaves start dividing, and they are going to form an mass of undifferentiated mass of cells, and that is called as the callus. That is, in the tissue culture medium, callus is formed. That is, the cells of the leaf, they start dividing, and you are going to find an unorganized mass of the tissue, the cells, that is called as the callus. Unorganized or undifferentiated means just you are going to find a ball of cells of the tissues, where you are not going to find any shoots, leaves, roots. You are not at all going to find any organs here, and that one is called as what, the callus. and later that callus, so these parts what you are finding, you are going to call them as what? The callus. Callus is next transferred into the medium that is called as the shooting medium. In this medium some shooting hormones are added, so that from the calluses you are going to find the formation of the shoots over here, and then cut those shoots from the callus and then transfer them into the rooting medium, where you have added some of the hormones such as IBA and all, indole butyric acid and all. So then what happens, you are going to find the formation of the roots from the shoot. So that is from the shooting medium, those must be transferred into the rooting medium, and then those plants are taken out from the tube which have already rooted. Then they must be incubated in the incubation room, transferred into the small glass or cups having the vermicompost and all. It is kept in incubation for about 7 days to 15 days. Later the plant will grow like this, and it must be transferred into the greenhouse. Later we need to isolate the leaves, we need to isolate the DNA of the plant, and we need to go for the PCR confirmation. With the help of the polymerase chain reaction, we can find that whether the gene that was present in the agrobacterium in the tDNA region has transformed into the plant or not. That can be done finally by isolating the leaves from this adult plant, and then with the help of the PCR we can come to know that whether the gene of interest from the agrobacterium is transformed into this plant or not. So this is how the transformation is done in case or with the help of the agrobacterium mediated gene transfer. So in this slide you can find how the processing of the tDNA occurs here. So this is the tDNA of the bacterium, I mean Ti plasmid. This is the tDNA. You can find the tDNA only itself is now transferring into, this is the entire plant cell, this is the nucleus of the plant cell, this is the genome or the chromosome of the plant cell, and tDNA is now ligating or it is integrated into the plant cell. So as only the tDNA is transferring here, where you need to ligate your gene of interest. So I gave the example of CRY from the Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria. That means you need to put your gene in this tDNA only, so that whenever the tDNA gets transferred, so your tDNA transferred, along with the tDNA your gene of interest is also get incorporated into the genome of the plant, and thus the plant is said to be transformed, or the positive plant for your gene of interest. So this is how the tDNA gets passed from agrobacterium into plant nuclear DNA. So this is all about the agrobacterium mediated gene transfer, and which is very much useful for transferring the DNA. The very simple basic principle lying behind why only agrobacterium is used for the transformation is, it is a plant pathogen which causes the tumor formation in case of the plant. Naturally, whenever it is inducing the tumor in case of the plant, it starts replicating inside the plant. While replicating, what it does, it is going to ligate or integrate its tDNA into the plant DNA, and this is the principle where we use, as it is inserting its tDNA into plant DNA, we have used this advantage, I mean this process as an advantage, so that if we ligate our gene of interest in tDNA, along with the tDNA our gene also gets transferred into the host DNA. So this is the method which we use in transformation method. You may ask, as you are saying it is an pathogen, that means it is going to cause the disease for the plant, then how can we use it as a vector for the transformation? It's very simple. You know, one of the method of gene transfer is disarmed pathogens, same as that of the vaccines. So vaccines doesn't means they contain the disarms or inactivated viruses. In the same way, whatever the agrobacterium is there, it is an inactivated pathogen which is able to transfer or which is able to deliver the DNA into the plant, but is unable to cause the disease in the plant. So we call the agrobacterium here as what? The disarmed pathogen. So mainly this is what the indirect method of delivering the DNA into the plant. And the last in brief is the other biological organisms which we use for transferring the genes, which is not very much detail for you. It's very simple. Here we use some viruses for transferring the genes. Those viruses include, so we use two types of the viruses, DNA viruses and the RNA viruses. DNA viruses includes cauliflower mosaic virus and the Gemini viruses, which we use as the vectors. And then RNA based viruses means, especially plant viruses are the TMV virus and the BMV virus, that is tobacco mosaic virus and brome mosaic viruses, which have the RNA as the genetic material. So these viruses are natural vectors for genetic engineering, which can introduce desirable genes into almost all the plant cells, and it is that is the viral infection is mostly systemic. And viruses are said to be non-integrative viruses because they do not integrate into the host genome, in contrast to the vectors based on tDNA. As you have seen in case of the agrobacterium, tDNA gets integrated into the host DNA, but here not all the viruses are going to do the same. Especially you might have heard about this lysogenic phase and all. There you can find the integration of the DNA into the bacteria. So in the same way, or the same principles can be used for transferring the genes in case of the plants and the animals. Especially the viral mediated gene transfer is successful whenever you are transferring the genes into the animals. They spread systematically within the host plant where the new genetic material is expressed. The special viruses that are used are the collimos viruses, Gemini viruses, and RNA viruses that are used as vectors for gene transfer method. Thank you.